Welcome back to another first impression, this time for the anime. The two perfect saints tossed aside by my fiancé, and so to another kingdom. I have the synopsis from my anime list. Julia hails from a family renowned for producing generations of saints, and she is no exception. In fact, she is known as the most powerful saint of all time. So extraordinarily gifted that many people find her insufferable. When even her fiancé decides he can't stand her, he suddenly calls off their engagement. He's so eager to never see her again that he sells her off to a neighboring country in dire need of a saint of their own. Ophelia readies herself to face the unknown, fully expecting more miserable treatment. After all, she would be a fool to expect anyone to welcome her with open arms, right? Now, this is supposedly 12 episodes, fantasy romance, and I watched the first 3 episodes. First off, the title screams a light novel, same as in the isekai genre. People just need to put as much information as they can into the title. The title is pretty spot on. So we have our main character, which is this girl right here. And she has a sister, which is this one. And both of them are saints in this country. Now, what are saints? What do they do? They can wield some kind of magic. And most of their role is to eradicate monster, or better said, to erect some kind of barrier to remove monsters so they can't get into the city or into specific places. That is, as far as I know, their main jobs. They can also fight. They have like holy magic stuff, but that is the point. And one of the big things is that every country needs a saint because they are the only ones that can erect these barriers and therefore protect the country from monster attacks. We later find out what monsters really are, or how it comes to be that monsters are here, but that is as much we know at the very beginning. So now she, our main MC, she's super good. She seems to excel at everything. She's really good. She's doing her same job. She's doing jobs on the side. She's helping. She's very helpful. And somehow everyone hates her. I don't know. It's one of those stupid setups. I hate setups like these. They are just so unrealistic in my opinion. The only flaws she has, she doesn't really show any emotion. She never really had time to be emotional or develop that side, because she always tried to be the best saint that there is. Her sister, she got doted on. Their parents loved her sister a lot more. So our main character was like, okay, to get some kind of recognition, I have to be the best. So she decides to learn, to train, to do all the stuff to become the best saint so that she gets recognition and essentially gets love from their family, which did not work. Now, her sister is not bad. She likes her sisters. Both of them, they like each other. They're like, oh, she's the younger one. She's called Mia, and we have Philia as the older one, our MC. And Mia, she loves her sister. She sees her older sister as a role model. She wants to be like her, to be as exceptional. She's not as good as a saint. She does her job well. The main difference is she is very approachable. She's like a sunshine. Everyone likes her because Philia, our main MC, she's pretty cold. She doesn't know how to smile, how to reciprocate feelings of gratitude and whatnot. So again, people don't like her. I don't know. again, I hate the setup. This is the same for these setups where we have our main guy be a part of like a group of like a team that is dungeon raiding or whatever, and the team is then like, oh, we hate you, we always hated you, so you are gone. And the same is here too. The parents don't like their daughter for some reason. She is, because she's the best saint of all time, or in the history of their country, she gets her fiancé is the second prince, but the second prince also hates her, and the nobles hate her, and all the people hate her for some reason, even though she's doing everything. If you go to her and you are like, oh, I don't know, my car broke down, can you repair it? She repairs it, and you are like, nah, yeah, you suck. What the fuck? So they decided to sell her to another country. She was very shaken by that. So she does have emotion. She is not good at showing them. So, and yeah, they sold her off, which also makes 0 sense. And I mean, really zero. What is if something happens to your only saint? Now you have 0. You don't have any saint. Which is why they sold her to another country, because that other country, their saint recently died. So they need a new saint, because the saint is the only one to erect barriers to protect the country. So if you have 2 saints, even if you have 10, you probably wouldn't let them go somewhere else. You wouldn't sell them unless you get some really good stuff for her. Again, I hate the setup. Naturally, so she gets sold off to the other country, which is he's the blonde guy is a part of that country. That is most likely where the romance comes in. And she's greeted. She is being, treated like a human being, like a good saint would be treated as. Everyone is happy she's there. She gets the first time she's there, they have like a little party. She gets like desserts and meal. It's like a little banquet, and she takes part in it. And even though the next day she's going off to work, she has like she has a butler and a maid that are protecting her or going with her to do whatever she's doing, which she is not used to, because in the old country she never got anyone to go with her. So she never had anyone really protecting her or helping her, nothing of the sort. She did everything alone. Now she has some people helping her, and those people are like, okay, we now, in the second episode, we see, or we get to hear the difference between normal saints and her, how much stronger and better she is. And also we get to see that the butler and the maid are like, hey, we should do a break, we should stop for today, you are overworking yourself. Again, she's being treated like a good human being. Like, she's treated with respect in the new country, which is nice. It sucks that in the old country there's not really much you want to see apart from the sister. She's the only one that is somewhat of a bright spot in the old country. Additionally, we find out that there seems to be something going on with the monster. The monster spawning seems to ramp up. Now our main girl, she is exceptional. She has a different sort of barrier that she can erect to help the country. Now her sister cannot do that because she's not as good. So she's like, okay, can I at least write my sister so I can help her? And they're like, sure, write her. Now we see that the parents get the letter and they throw them into the fire without reading them, because I don't know. I can understand not giving the letter to the sister, but not even reading them, you don't know what is written in there. It would make sense to just read them, find out what is being conveyed, and if it's something important, you can give it to the sister, and if not, you throw it away. I assume they don't want the sister to find out that they sold the Philia, the main MC, most likely because they are, the parents and the prince are all saying, oh, she went on her own and because she wanted to help the other country, whatever. Our sister is not buying it. She is doing her own research, and she seems to have other plans, which are very interesting and could lead to something good. So overall, it's like, I hate the setup, as always. The story itself seems to be fine. It could go into an interesting area. It could also be like, okay. People gave it a 7.4 on my anime list and 69% nice on any list. And I would give it, because I want to be a little bit more positive, an 8 out of 10. I would say it could be good. We don't know how the story develops. It could go into a pretty okay, like a solid show. It could also be like an okay show, like a 7. You will see. I don't believe it's going to be mind-blowing. There's not going to be any development that is out of this world. However, I also don't believe it's going to crash and burn. So I'm pretty confident it's going to be a 7 or 8 at the end.